What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Mario B coming at y'all with our IBL draft analysis. I'm very excited, and if you are excited as well, make sure to show your support by leaving a like down below. And if y'all are brand new, as always, definitely consider subscribing. If you folks have been a long time viewer of the channel, you know that IBL was one of like the first Wi-Fi draft leagues we ever competed in. You know, I think the furthest we ever got was like quarterfinals in like the second season we participated in, and we got knocked out by Sven. But still, I'm really excited to be here. It's like a full circle moment, right? Coming back to like a league that you originally started in and playing in it. It does have some new a new commissioner in Rose who actually invited us to play in the league. Well, kind of invited us. We submitted a Google Doc for the league, and they went ahead and chose us. So we're really happy to be competing in this season. I believe it's season 11, and it should be a fun one. We have a lot of great coaches this season, and a lot of old faces on that, you know, we played with in the original season of IBL. So it's really awesome. You know, we got my boy JV in here. We got my boy Rose, like I was mentioning. I don't know why I stutter so long there. We got Gray in this league. We got it's because they don't say the coach's names here. We got Shadow Glade from the BBR. We got Colin from PBAL. We got Gert Bilbo. We got Mr. TJP. We got Skippy. We got Wamar. We got Brandon. Dark Devil 26 coming back after a long time of taking a break off of Wi-Fi. And yeah, it should just really be a fun overall season. We're gonna do a quick draft analysis for you folks, talk a little bit about the league, the rules, all that good stuff, and then yeah, next week we will have our week 1 battle going up. So just a little bit of context about the league, right? We did have a budget of 115 points to draft 10 to 12 Pokemon. This league is an open Terra league, and the budget was a little bit different. So like you could draft them on, but its Terra value was pointed differently. So for example, like you could draft Annihilate at like 15 points, but like if you wanted to Terra it, it would count like 19 points towards your budget. So hopefully that gives you like a clear idea about like how exactly it worked out. But yeah, overall I believe we ended up getting the 9th pick overall, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I probably should have checked that before we went into it. Yeah, I got the 6th picked out of 12 coaches, so smack down in the middle. I really hate, you know, getting that pick. I prefer something really close to the top or something a little bit closer to the bottom. The 6th pick, hey, we had to take it. And I kind of had a clear-cut idea. If you've been watching our PPL NX run, you'd know that I centered that team around our Caledon. I wanted to build it around rain, grassy terrain, and just support it in that way. But, you know, we were unfortunately sniped of a mon that we weren't able to get. But this season, I really wanted to kind of follow suit and try out a mon that I've heard a lot of good things about. And let's go ahead and talk about it right now. Our number 1 pick in the draft at number 6 was Raging Bolt, baby. We managed to pick up a Raging Bolt here. Awesome mon here. I'm really excited to use it. I have no experience with this mon, but I know it's great with booster energy. It's great with assault vest. It's great with life orb, and this is actually our Terra captain. So Terra for this league is actually open Terra, so folks have a 30-point budget to Terra, and then yeah, you can Terra any mon except like some of the broken ones, right? But this is probably one of the best Terra captains on the board, so I'm really glad I was able to grab it at 6. And I'm just really excited. I'm really excited. And I thought, what's the best way to support this mon, right? Has a big ice weakness, fairy weakness. Thanks to Terra, I don't have to worry too much about that. But you know, I was just kind of thinking like, how can I support this mon the best? And this is a mon I've been wanting to try. This is a draft where I'm trying a lot of different mons that I haven't tried before, but I thought the best way to support this mon was going to be with a Rillaboom, baby. You know how bad we've been wanting to draft Rillaboom. We even had the old logo, the Rolly Street Rillabooms, and yeah, we're finally able to grab it here, and I think it synergizes perfectly with Raging Bolt here, providing that grassy terrain, weakening down electric type moves, providing recovery for it as well. You know, if I want to bring Calm Mind leftover sets, I could get you know, Calm Mind Protect, I could get leftovers and grassy terrain boost. So that's really good. I just realized that like I centered myself in this camera angle, but like all my messes on this side and all this side is clean, so I probably should have moved the camera, but whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, Like I said, Rillaboom's just a really fun mon here, and I'm starting to slowly build my speed tiers. Right, I got 75, I got 85 here, and yeah, I really like where this team's going. At this point in the draft, right, I had these first 2 picks, and I was kind of thinking like, okay, I want some type of hazards, I want some type of hazard removal. You know, I know Gen 9 and Gen 8 really hazard removal doesn't need to be just because of heavy duty boots, but I thought like I really like something that could get me up hazards. I like something that can maybe remove hazards. I like you know, grounded poison types, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up deciding to pick up my girl Glamora right here. If you know me, if you've been watching my run this generation, you know that Glamora is one of my favorite Pokemon to draft this season. This generation, and I decided to draft it this season. And yeah, I'm just really excited. This mon is so diverse, man. Corrosion toxic sets, meteor beam sets, defensive sets, choice spec sets. Like this mon just goes rock polish, weakness policy sets. Like this mon is just so diverse, and really, like, I feel like I've been able to use it to its full potential, and it's just one of those mons that like is really a comfort pick for me at this point. And I just really enjoy using it, and I'm really liking it, and I thought it would fit perfectly in this team with grassy terrain, you know, poison type to get rid of those fairy types for Raging Bolt. I just thought there was a lot of synergy here, so I definitely like this mon a lot with these 2 other picks that I have. And yeah, I really liked it. The next one I decided to go with was actually the next pick I decided to go with was Annihilate. And the reason why I went with Annihilate was because of the pressure that Hazards is going to put on. This was one of the best mons left on the board, and you know, big shout out to actually the homie JB who actually recommended this mon, because he hit me up. He was like, hey yo, Annihilate's on the board, you have a lot of hazard you have hazard pressure with Glamora. You know, people are going to want to spin it away, or people are going to want to defog it away, and the best way to punish that is really with Annihilate. So and I thought, hey, I think that's a great idea, you know. So I decided to grab Annihilate. I think Raging Bolt, Rillaboom, Glamora, Annihilate is a crazy way to start off your draft, right, with 4 solid picks. So really like them on here. My first time ever using Annihilate, and I think I'm really gonna like it. I really like this mon as like a pivot, because I feel like just being able to pivot, take like a U-turn, get your rage boost up an extra 50 is just great, right? I think rage fist goes all the way up to 300. So you know, if we can get that, no mon's really a switch into this mon. But I thought this was a great way to start the draft. And my next pick was Weavile. Another suggestion by the homie JV, who was just like, yo, you got to pick this mon up. Super synergizes super well with Raging Bolt, and it could really provide your team a lot of utility. I looked at it, started thinking about it. Yeah, what does Raging Bolt hate? Grass types and dragon types. And Weavile just pretty much clears them, right? Also gives me a dark type, which is really strong. Gives me a good strong speed tier as well, because you know, currently with the mons that I had, I was like at 75, 85, 86, 90. I had nothing above 100, let alone 110 or 115. So Weavile really helped to provide and kind of fill that hole in. Pause, no diddy. Next we decided to go with Blastoise, man, just because I don't want Glamora to be forced into a spinning role every week. I do love me some Blastoise. I think Blastoise is another one of those picks this generation that's starting to become like a really big comfort pick for me. You know, I had it in BBR early Gen 9. I had it in the regular BBL season. I have it in ICP lower tier, and this mon is just really great. Another mon that like I really feel like I'm starting to like really feel comfortable with it and really able to like use it till its full potential. So I really like Blastoise here, providing just a bulky mon for the squad. Rapid spin, also providing us with like shell smash and stuff like that, right? Really great mon here. Next we decided to pick up Carbink. And Carbink is a very interesting mon because it was really low tiered, but it provides us a fairy type, which I really like. Honestly, this pick might be traded out later on in the season. I really have to see how I deal with dragon types this season. But I really do like the Carbink here as a low tier pick. You know, great at getting up screens, great at getting up defenses. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to Terra. I would have really loved if I would have been able to Terra, but my budget was just so low. For this draft, you had to draft 10 to 12 Pokemon, and I'm so used to like, you know, narrowing it down to 9. So for half of the draft, I was drafting as if I had 9 mons, and then, you know, JB was like, hey, you actually have to draft 10 mons, bro. And I was like, all bad. But yeah, either way, Carbink here, I think it's a really good low budget mon here, and I think it's going to put in a lot of work for the team this season, and definitely expect it to come to some games. After this, I was like, you know what, I would really love like a steel type just to round out my Dragon Fairy steel type core. And I was thinking like, who else could be better than another great mon here in Bronzong. I think Bronzong is just such a great mon here, being able to provide like a lot of utility with like rocks, right? Gave us another rocker on the squad. It also gives us another form of like really bulky defense and special defense. At the moment, you know, Raging Bolt's a good AV mon, so is Rillaboom, and I don't really have like a strong defensive pivot besides Blastoise, right? But this mon is just so good at doing that. It soaks up a lot of hits. It gives me a strong steel type, and yeah, its speed tier might suck a little bit, but you know, this thing actually has a lot of setup as well, and like iron defense. You can do weakness policy. You have levitate and heat proof to cover its 2 weaknesses. So I just think this mon is a really strong mon here, and I think he put in a lot of work for us. At this point in the draft, I was really wanted a ground type. I was debating between 2 of them. I was debating between Sandy Shocks, which I think would have been a great mon on the squad as well. I didn't want to share a lot of the weaknesses it had with Raging Bolt though, so I was kind of like, I don't necessarily think I wanted to do that, right? I mean, you know, I think the ice weakness was really glaring at me too, where I was like, I really am weak to ice outside of Bronzong and Blastoids. But then I was like, I have Blastoids and Bronzong, you know, I should be able to handle it. And then I was like, but you know, I just didn't know, right? But this mon, the second choice that I had, just came back. It just was left undrafted, and I was like, you know what, I think this mon's just too good to not let it go, especially with the way it synergizes with the team. And I had to pick it up, and it's Landorus, baby. Landorus, and just really nice for the squad, right? I mean, this mon does not get affected by the grassy terrain, you know, because it has earth power. It's really strong with like Life Orb Sludge Bomb, Life Orb Sheer Force sets, right? So this mon is just really strong here. I think its speed tier is not bad for us either. It's at 101, so we do have a bit of a gap from like 101 to 125, but I still think that Landorus is really strong for the team, what it provides. It gets rid of fairy types with Sheer Force Sludge Bomb, right? With the Life Orb. It also gets rid of a lot of the fire types that maybe Rillaboom doesn't want to see as well. I think it synergizes really well with Rillaboom. It's another rocker for the squad, and I think that, you know, just Landorus in general is just a super hard mon for mons to pivot into. So I think it'd be really great here. And the last mon we have here, which rounded out our team and also rounded out our Terra budget, was Oinkologne. So Oinkologne is just a nice normal type, you know, doing his best out here with Terra. It was a 2-point mon with Terra, so I was like, why not grab it? But I was looking at this thing, and you know, female and male actually have a lot of differences. The female one is actually a lot more especially defensive, and the male one is actually more offensive. So very interesting. I didn't know this. I think this could be cool. You know, if Raging Bolt, maybe one week I don't need a Terra it, maybe I can bring Oinkologne and maybe do some things with like a specially defensive pivot. Rest Talk sets are really good here. Body Slam, Stab, Facade. All those things are really good here. And yeah, it's just really like, you know, I'm on. I expect to bring maybe once or twice in like a niche matchup, or maybe like a really strong ghost type. But this is gonna round out our squad here for the IBL. Let me know what you'll think in the comment section down below. I think we drafted a pretty strong squad. That's just me though. But yeah, big shout outs to JV, big shout outs out to Who as well, who I think helped provide like a little bit of insight towards the end of the draft. But yeah, I'm really excited. Week 1 we take on Skippy, I believe it's pronounced, and it should be a really fun one. So if y'all did enjoy this, make sure to leave a like down below. If you are brand new, as always, definitely consider subscribing. Make sure to check the description down below if you want to check out any of the other draft league playlists that we have going on, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.